Dear Journal, I'm going to talk into you again, Journal. Even though there's a whole bunch of other eyeballs and spirits that tunes in to my journal. My journal is a personal record for the future, and for now, for people to hear it, not to believe it. Don't believe me. Don't judge me. Just listen. Can you do that? Can you just listen without preconceived ideas and judgments? The date setting will be over. Once the date is set in stone, there's no need to set any more dates. My job's finished. When you start down there at the Eagles game, Lincoln Financial Field, you click the link below. You start there on Sunday, December 22nd, 2019. It takes 2 days, and there's no more pain once Kleck takes his detox and starts to strike people down, and then goes to that, because on Sunday, that cat's going to be pretty almost close to death. That cat's going to have one more day until Monday, the 2-3 bypass, December 23rd. Once he finally gets bypassed, then Batcat will be dead. And from that point on, in 3 days, 2.5, going into Thursday, Christmas Day, Thursday morning, 26/16 begins. 21 days, December 26th. The fallen angel holding on to the P 26 and the Z. I mean the P 16, the Z 26. There's a beast that rises up from the sea. At the 50-yard line, that's in the middle of the game, Lincoln Financial Field. The game's at 4. It's going to be interrupted at 5:55. There's missile projections coming, star images, falling fire stars, which can be looked at as a missile or a star or fallen debris of a asteroid. It all starts here in Philadelphia. It starts down there at Access Road, 11th Street and Access Road, at the Lincoln Financial Field. Then you take Access Road and you follow the blueprint that Kleck has given you. Travel up, take Access Road from the Lincoln Financial Field. Make a right. Go up 4.1 miles. It'll get you around 410 southeast I-410. Down. I'm heading south. It is east. Southeast. Right now, I'm heading south. Straight ahead, the William Penn is right in the middle of the street. Can't see it through the phone here, but I can see it with my eye. Because I see Willie up there at the top, looking like a cross. Travel up Broad Street, because broad is the path. Wide and broad is the path to destruction. Take Broad Street, go up. Altogether, it's 4.1 miles to go around William Penn, 2 blocks over, well actually 3 from the beginning of JFK Boulevard, because it's JFK, Broad Street, 15, 16, 17. So go up a few blocks, 800 feet, Old Corpus Christi Road, 50 miles per hour, 8:58. Be still. Know that Kleck is playing God. Monday morning. The 23rd, December 23rd. The reason being because Kleck has to get to the bank to get up on that roof. As when there's a bank robbery, and on the news and they're showing you this, and or the bombing happens first or it happens afterwards, you know, like up on 8th floor on building Penn 8, Penn Center 8 building at 17th and John F. Kennedy Boulevard. 50-mile-an-hour zone on the back of a $50 bill. When you do your little fold-up thing, as Kleck's own words have told you, the bombings that have happened and the future bombings are printed on the back of U.S. currency. On the back of the 50, folded up, that building has an identical look to the bottom portion of Penn Center 8 building. It has a rounded edge. You flip that up, it's identical. That's one bombing. It's 17th and John F. Kennedy Boulevard in Philadelphia, PA, on the back of a $50 U.S. currency bill. That's why you have the 50-mile-an-hour zone. That's why you have access road. That's why everybody's clicking the link below. That's why the Eagles are going to, the birds are flying up once the 5th trumpet and the 5 gallons of yellow paint that Kleck's painting the William Penn, because it's going to change the color in midair. Because at first it's a regular color, and once the missile hits it, it becomes yellow, and then red and fire, but mainly yellow. That's why Access Road goes from Lincoln Financial Field, Philadelphia Eagles, playing the Dallas Cowboys, week 16, 1,600 furlongs, the last home game for the Eagles, to click the link blown up. And an access road is, what's that, like 0.2 miles, 2.3 miles to get to Broad Street. Once you get on Broad Street, at the very beginning of Broad Street, which is down there at the Lincoln Financial Field, they're heading north. They're heading up. So it's kind of like the, the King of the South is heading up all the way north. Travel 4.1 miles total to go around the William Penn building to 17th and JFK, building 8, the bank, Chase Bank. You take I-Southeast, I-410, 4.1 miles, 410 in Kleck's world, to go up and around Corpus Christi at 800 feet to go. So he's going past the William Penn building to set it up first at the bank, because the $50 bill is 17th and JFK, building Penn 8, because building 7 collapsed the first 9/11. Building 1 and 2 collapsed, representing the first 9/11, the second 9/11. The first hit, still didn't get that yet, shows when that image hits and that bomb goes off, there is an eagle's face that comes out. How did they do it? They did. Just showing you and telling you. That's the $50 $100 bill taken care of in one caption of Corpus Christi Road going 800 feet, Suite 800. He sets it up there for 15 minutes later at 9:03 to hit the William Penn building. Because, as Kleck tells you, I will open, I am, open, Penn, will Penn, William Penn is going to open, and the eye, the second eye of the dragon is going to open. That happens at 9:03 on Monday. The bombing happens, the Eagles game happens at 5:55. They're the numbers that I'm being given. These are all the numbers that Kleck is throwing out there. On the back of the $100 bill is the football, the half of a football going this way with just smoke rising up. 100%, no lying. $100 bill. 100 is on that airplane that's in the middle of the alleyway where Kleck got saved. 1400 Cherry Lane and Broad Street, about 200 yards from the William Penn building. Looking at it, there's a number 100 on the wings. Just telling you, you know, that it's 100% in the line. And on the back of the $100 bill is the Eagles, Lincoln Financial Field. Click the link below. Those are the two bombings on the back of a $100 bill and the back of a $50 bill. Kleck told you they are future bombings printed on money. Future. First you hit the $100 bill, which is the Lincoln Financial Field at 5:55. Then you go and take your trip. He leaves a breadcrumb trail going on Access Road, which just so happens to be, by the way, at the Lincoln Financial Field. Access Road to Broad Street. Mind you, once they get past all this, I still live on Route 611 at one block off, just all the way up north. So when you start from the south and you work your way all the way up, you go around William Penn, you take care of the $100 bill, which is the Eagles game on December 22nd, 2019. Then you go up, take your little trip, 4.1 miles, Access Road to 410, go around Corpus Christi, 800 yards to go to the left. Exactly same thing, 17th and JFK. That gets hit at 8:48 a.m. on Monday morning. I'm changing my dates now. I'm doing it from Monday morning. Can it still be Wednesday in the midst of the week? Sure, but let's just go at Monday. Because there's 3 in a row in Philadelphia, but there's 3 in a row in one day. And the 4th is the last, that's the White House. Because Kleck has been dressed in all white with that video from last night. So now you take care of the 100 and you take care of the $50 bill. Now you turn your direction towards the $10 bill, which is when you fold up the $10 bill. Kind of looks like a penis tip, because that's purposed that way, to look that way. That way that can line up with the pet goat too, the lady inside of the penis jail, along with the heart that's right there, which is showing you Love Park caddy corner on the angle over there. A burning metal projectile is going to hit the William Penn building 15 minutes after the first initial clear the way. The bank has been robbed. There's a bank robbery going on. There's gunmen on the loose. Clear the way, everybody. Get out of here. We got to clear William. Well, I think he ran into the he went from the bodega 17th and JFK to Bayview Cemetery, where the cemetery is, where Kleck is painting the little church house yellow. They went in there. You got to clear everything out, which is good. You can send your robots in, make sure nobody's there. Send the projectile at 9:03 a.m., hitting old Willie. The 10 days of great tribulation. But the dollar, the number bill of the number 10 is representing the William Penn. William Penn, 10. 10 William Penn. Everything has a rhyme and a reason to it. Now that you've taken care of that, that's 3 events in a row in Philadelphia. But what about the for in 1 hour? For in 1 hour, that great city's destroyed. See, Washington, D.C., you can't say that city. You can't say 848, 903, and a 933 as being for in 1 hour in both cities. But either way, some of the things can be, universally used as one building gets hit. Maybe it's not JFK, but maybe it's the other. But it's on JFK Boulevard. Let's say this: on JFK Boulevard at 8:48 a.m. Monday morning, 2-3 bypass, December 23rd, 2019. There's going to be a yellow painted building. There's going to be some kind of a robbery, okay, at a bank. It's just what I'm seeing. Look, you can do whatever you want with what I'm telling you, but the one thing you're definitely going to do is remember it. I don't care how people feel right at this moment, because if I did, and I have to say this, if I did, I wouldn't be talking into my journal. I would be dictated by people's spirits. Even though there's nothing anybody can do or say, nobody's sitting beside me. It's just me talking into this little hole there. But I am aware that I'm reaching a lot of people, and a lot of people don't like dates. But you're thoroughly going to appreciate these dates when they finally come to pass. That's all. So as I'm talking into my journal, at the same time, I know I'm talking to people that fully don't believe. I'm talking to a lot of Klekites. And then I'm talking to the people that are in charge of setting these events that knows that what I'm saying is dead on. Very appreciated. Now that you've hit the William Penn building, which could possibly be at 8:48, because that's the most. It's like hitting a bank at 17 JFK is not really a big deal. But hitting the William Penn building is a ginormous deal, because that's when those 5. I don't think 5 missiles are going to hit the William Penn building, but it's just representing the 5th trumpet. And then there you go. That's according to what they're doing. 5th trumpet, and then the 5 months scorpion stings and everything. Now you work your way to the $20 bill, and literally on the back of the $20 bill. Let's see, when you fold it up, when you fold that one up, which one is it? I would have to redo it, look at it again. Which one is it that when you fold it up, it becomes a 7-story building? Is that the $10 bill, or is that the 20? Or is it the 50? Or is it the 100? Well, it's not the 100. But there's a 7-story building that a tidal wave is going to come. As Kleck shows you his 4 commercials, letting you know, bird, 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 bird is the word, the 6 and the 11 behind him. I'm driving down 611 right now, and then flipping that up 911. The 611 turns into 911 right here. So that takes care of that part. You got the scorpion rays coming up. We know they're taking control of the roads and everything. You got the bat cat, the bear cats coming up, unleashing the cats, which is the mass destruction crew, the army coming from the pit where Kleck he kind of rules that pit place. Have we met Philadelphia? Yeah, we're getting ready to. for sure. Dave Chappell is coming to town. The White House is just simply on the back of the $20 bill. The 10 is the William Penn, but when you fold it in half, it represents the first, it shows you the first hit on the back of a 10 of the first 9/11 building, but it's showing you at the same time the William Penn building because it has like the penis tip. And then the $20 bill represents the second 9/11, both of them, which is because both buildings are hit with the smoke, and both buildings are hit, which is showing you the first 9/11, first building 1, building 2, then the second 9/11, because it's showing you both, because it's showing the airplane, you know, the planes hitting both buildings, 1 and 2, which is New York and then Washington DC, the White House. Because you know, when the first 9/11 happened, building 1 and 2 that represented the first 9/11, second 9/11, and then building 7 collapsed, and then now building 8 has to collapse. And building 8, again, it's there, it's 17th and JFK, right there, building 8. That one has to come down too, to fulfill Kleck's prophecy, you know. And then, because that's on the back of a $50 bill, you fold that up, the roundhouse, because that's where I'm heading. As soon as this happens, I mean, how are they not gonna, were they just gonna leave me alone? You think they're just gonna leave me alone and just let it be? Yeah, I'm sure. So there's the roundhouse on the back of a $50 bill that is right there at 17th and JFK. Then the $100 bill is just smoke along with a football. Shows you football and smoke. Lincoln Financial Field. This is the money cracking the code. I understand everybody's feelings. I really do, because you're so used to false prophets lying, and that's just what they're here for. Even you guys, the YouTube agents that are surveilling people, you're sick of hearing these liars, and then you're tired of hearing my dates. You really are, because a lot of my dates they came and passed. Nothing happened, you know, you didn't see anything happen. So it gets old after a while, but you know, like I said, this thing here, it's purpose to be that way. Thank God for it, because when we get to the very, very end of the whole debacle, everything I'm saying is going to happen exactly the way it is, because they're giving me all this information, and I'm just fine-tuning everything. It's all about the current. That's what journals are. Your current last page that you wrote in is the updated version. Sure, I've said a lot of dates, but I've talked about this nonstop, because this is what's on my mind and this is what's happening. Kleck couldn't be any more freaking obvious. If you can't figure out who Kleck is now, I mean, and you're watching this channel, you know, so whatever, you know, whatever. Just, I was deceived by him at one time too, but I was always thrown off by the way he talks. There's always something off about that. But I just kind of, you know, look past it. Now I'm understanding that this guy is basically claiming to be one of the 8. Like he is, maybe, I mean, who, you know, maybe, but there's about 8 people that rule the world that's representing, you know, Noah, this 8 souls saved. But again, Kleck is a fraud. He's the reason he knows everything. He looks like such a genius, doesn't he? to all, even to Hollywood people that don't even know, like, that he has all these miracle signs and wonders behind the scenes, but they know his power. They know, you know, that he's claiming to be the, like, Lucifer in the mainstream YouTube world, and then Steve's being the one underground. But the, you know, the real Lucifer is getting ready to turn people back to God. That way he can rest, because he's tired. So I get it. When you hear about these dates and these events, like, who the frick are you, Robin? You think you just know, like you know, like you can tell what, like, yeah, right. Jonathan Kleck, like, he printed the frickin' money, like that's his artwork, like he really drew the Obama portrait. Of course he did, because as soon as I said that for the first time, I had a Kleckite, you know who you are, come on, hop up, and immediately divert the attention. No, it was this guy. No, it was he. This guy drew it. Look, here it is. Here's all the information. I guess you came up from the pit, huh? So people have a decision to make as soon as this destruction happens, because I believe there's like 8 people that are setting up. You know, Dave DeWave, Michael Spears, Jonathan Kleck, Kat, Corey, 3 others I'm missing, I'm not sure, that are setting this thing up. All these bombs, the Unabombers, that's who they are. The Kleckites are the Unabombers. When it happens here in Philadelphia and it happens in New York, what are you going to do then? The ones that work underneath of him that didn't know that he's responsible for this? And the ones that do know he's responsible for it. What are you guys going to do after I told you what you guys are going to do? Are you going to do what I know you're going to do? Are you going to do what I know you're going to do regardless after I told you what you're going to do before you do it? How would you continue on with, you know, like, well, nobody can see what we're doing, right? I mean, well, I can. I can see what you're doing. All of yous. It's almost too damn easy. Like, when all I gotta do is listen to Jonathan Kleck, you know, over and over and over again. Of course, once I do that, and I almost feel like I'm cheating. That's all you got to do is listen to him. I did nothing. I literally did nothing. I didn't lift a hand to do anything. I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't come in contact with anybody. Well, a couple people, but I'm talking about mainly with you two. For the past 2.5 years, what did I do? I just talked. I talked, and some things happen here and there, but towards the end, it's all going to happen. All at once. 4 events in a row. Within a day. Within one day. Within one 24-hour period. 4 events, 3 of them in a row in Philly. Eagles game, Bank, 17th JFK, and William Penn. Both on JFK Boulevard. 2 missiles. 2 projectiles, laser beam Johnnies. And then the White House, because Donald Trump is impeached, or the articles are being filled out, whatever you want to, however you want to say it, it's happening. That's the reasoning why the White House is going to get hit. That's the reason why the missiles are going to come to Philadelphia, the bombs. They're going to blame it on, you know, whatever reason, but that's the reason. And then Trump's going to be held up. So Batcat dies on Monday, but he gets severely wounded on Sunday. 2-3 bypass. See ya, Robin. See ya. Remember the people that are surveilling. When I talked to Justin yesterday on the phone, you guys, the ones that haven't stepped up yet, but you're just waiting. Look, you're waiting for the same thing that I am waiting for, and that's to see it firsthand. The destruction right in front of your face. There's way more of us than there is of them. There's only a few of them. And that's why Kleck feels so powerful, because he can deceive the entire world within 2 days. with just 8 people, 8 souls, is going to deceive the entire world. So is it that just only 8 people know? I know Steve knows about this. Are you part of the 8, Steve? Probably, because he didn't mention your name. I mean, per se, he didn't directly mention your name. Like, who's beeping their horn and why? Who and why would beep their horn when there's nothing, nowhere to go? These people need to learn a lesson. So for those that didn't step up yet, but you will step up, remember this. As soon as the bombs hit, all the attention is drawn towards me. Just know that Route 611, which is Broad Street, that starts at the Lincoln Financial Field. I'm not sure how many miles. I'm gonna check. Matter of fact, when I get home. Once all the destruction happens down at the bottom part of the T, Lincoln Financial Field, you're going around the William Penn Building, you're circling that, you're going to the right, you're going to the left, you're coming back around, right? And then the Kleckites are going up 611, which now turned into 911. They're going straight up north to come and get me. Because I'm still on, it's not called Broad Street, but it is still Route 611. I mean, I'm right there, the Home Depot. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. I didn't even think of that. Home Depot's the last one. Home Depot's the last stop for the Kleckites. You know, 17th and JFK might be just the robbery. Which isn't an actual, you know, it's just a rumor to get everybody scared. That might happen. And then the hit of the William Penn Building after the Eagles game the next day, and then they go, and as they're going to make the long stretch of the cross, because from William Penn to my house is longer, it's an upside down cross. As they're coming to get me to put me on that cross, just understand on Monday, after 8:48 and 9:03, well, it kind of does take about, it could take, it takes about an hour to get to my house up there. Regardless.